Madam President, you know, I've never been one to support additional taxes on things that are considered unhealthy for you, or for lack of a better term, sin taxes, or extra taxes on sodas because somebody says that they're not unhealthy for you. But I am a bit of a hypocrite when it comes to tobacco products. I've seen over my life how the tobacco industry has targeted youth. I remember when I was 15 years old that cigarettes were 50 or 75 cents per pack, and so I've always been supportive of additional taxes because I always wanted to make it as expensive as possible so that when kids my age and now kids today had to make that decision of, it was easy to get 3 quarters to put together to buy a pack of cigarettes, but hopefully, I don't even know what the price is now, somewhere around $10, that is some deterrent to some of the kids that might try cigarettes for the first time. And what we've seen today is the tobacco industry has now pivoted to, again, target our youth. My daughter, who's in high school, who's told me that she can't go into a junior high, when she was in junior high, into her bathroom or into her high school without there being kids in there with a big plume of smoke, where she had no choice but to be in the middle of all of that because so many kids of her age were using these new products because, as has been said, there are products that are Fruity Pebbles flavor and watermelon flavor that I will admittedly tell you, when I first tried one, I didn't know there was nicotine in it, and it was like, I don't know, smoking a Pez candy dispenser. It was just something like you were, if you liked candy, that was the flavor that you were getting from it. And then when I found out that nicotine was involved in these products, I immediately became disgusted because I knew how this was just another tool of the tobacco industry forcing itself onto our youth and creating a product that would create new customers. I was part of the legislation that wrote up the legislation that banned outdoor dining on tobacco usage. I'm supportive of anything that infringes on the rights of other people who choose not to smoke. And the thought of that people were once allowed to use cigarette products or tobacco products on planes or in restaurants or even in this building is so incredibly foreign to so many of us that it's hard to believe that when I started here in City Hall that there were still ashtrays on people's desks. This is something that I am so excited and happy to support, the ban on flavored tobacco, because I think we should be taking a step further and trying to figure out ways how we can limit the sale of this online, because hopefully, what I'm afraid of is that kids are going to find a way to then purchase this in other ways. But when it comes to other products that are not targeted towards kids, that decisions that people as adults are making to choose, like in the hookah industry. I've seen this industry throughout my district be very successful. Companies are just coming out of this pandemic, having to pivot in so many different ways on how to survive as a business, and now we are going to tell them that the products that they sell within theirs that are not targeted towards kids, because I don't see kids bringing in charcoal products, a hookah that sometimes, I've seen that are at least a foot tall, are sneaking this into schools. I think the reason for this is because we are trying to limit the tobacco use of our youth to not create new customers for tobacco industry, and I don't see how this should apply to the hookah industry. So I hope that we get your support for Councilman O'Farrell's efforts on banning flavored tobacco in use of of these e-cigarette products, but I hope that you also support item 28A to not affect our businesses that have been lawful, have been playing by the rules. The ones in my district I've went and visited, they all have strict guidelines on how to card people, and I don't want to see those businesses be not only a victim of COVID and what we've all had to go through, but now something where they've been running a lawful business and now we're making a decision that their products are no longer legal. Thank you, Madam President.